If you've got the right mindset, the right disciplines, and the right data, then great things can happen.
Hi Alex, my name is Derek Silby of Vosfoco. This is a series of video blogs aimed at family operated businesses. This series is Ask an Expert. So what we do is we actually get an expert along in their field, and we do ask them some questions about it and how it might apply to family businesses. So not large corporations, but we're talking about family operated businesses in this case. So we've got Alex Campbell here. I've known you for a while through various things, and you're mainly a manufacturing man, but this is all applicable to any sort of business, isn't it?
Absolutely,
Who does stuff.
Yes.
All right, do you want to introduce yourself, please, Alex?
Sure. So I'm Alex Campbell. I'm currently a freelance continuous improvement specialist, having worked in various operation and engineering management roles and the manufacturing advisory service up here in sunny Scotland.
Well, that's a good point, actually. I didn't mention the fact that we're at Bothwell Castle, just outside Glasgow, and the sun's shining, as it always does up here. Well, it does.
Something like that, yeah.
It's shining right at the moment anyway. But look, Alex, what is continuous improvement? What does that mean?
What is continuous improvement? In the most basic sense, it's making, as it says on the tin, continuous improvements, be it to your processes, your products, your services. Why it's important: it makes for a happier, more engaged workforce, as well as driving better results for organisations. How you do it, that's the bit that's sometimes easier said than done. Yeah, so we'll go into that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the other thing, continuous improvement's been important for my career. At the uni part of my younger days, we really adopted continuous improvement, and it's really money for nothing, because you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. It's just a way of thinking. So you're cutting away at sort of waste, so-called waste, which we'll deal with as we come along.
Yeah.
But you can drive up quality and productivity and cost savings for really no money at all in most cases.
Yeah, it's if you've got the right mindset, the right disciplines, and the right data, then great things can happen.
Okay. Now, Alex, I think you'd agree that if you actually improve quality, you quite often actually bring down costs at the same time, because there's a lot of money tied up in cost of poor quality, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. It's a bit of a minefield, the cost of poor quality, depending on which part of the process the quality takes place, if indeed if it's been captured. The further towards the customer a quality defect takes place, the more expensive and costly and disruptive it is to rectify, because it invariably has to go back into the system somehow. So
so if it gets to the end and it impacts the quality, they've got to actually make a call to customer services. There might be transport to send another bit. Is that what you mean by that?
Absolutely. Yeah. And the administrative process of dealing with it, recording it, making sure it's dealt with appropriately. Yeah, it all adds up. But I'd like to also think of these, when there's a quality issue, it's an opportunity to really sort of dig deep, understand why it happened, and put in the procedures and processes to make sure it doesn't happen again.
All right, and another thing I like about continuous improvement, because it does sort of focus on matching your resources, what you actually, your employees or your machines or whatever you actually invest in, to the customer demand. And that's where your productivity improvements come from, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the one thing that I've seen, I've been fortunate to go into hundreds of different companies, both within manufacturing, engineering, and other things as well, like charities and the NHS, and I see a lot of similar things in that there's a lot of great ideas as to how these issues, opportunities can be dealt with. It's giving the right people the right voice to air that, to drive that improvement.
Like, I think you bring up a good point there, because you're starting to sort of talk about employee engagement, and that is one of the benefits, isn't it? Because employees typically know what the issues are, but it's actually, if it's done well, continuous improvement, you know, you can actually sort of get them engaged in solving their own problems.
Oh, it's critical. You need an engaged, empowered workforce if this is really going to sustain itself, and that, by definition, involves listening to everyone across the business, allowing them the forums to discuss. Okay, well, how do we do things better next time, rather than continuously react to stuff as it goes wrong.
Look, I'm glad you brought that up about employee engagement and a way of doing things, but I just would caution that this is actually can be a journey, and we don't want to scare people off thinking, well, I don't think we're going to achieve that, so we don't do any of it. Through this series of blogs, we've actually got things that you can do right now, and you might not have the full fat continuous improvement where your employees are continuously moving things forward, but you can actually make step changes and improve a particular process.
Yeah.
So
I've yet to see a situation where we've got the right people in a room just to discuss how do we do something a little bit better, and sort of simple quick wins haven't come out of that. It's the difficult thing is allowing the people that time to do it.
Yeah, and then going off and doing it as well.
Yeah,
getting it done. All right. Well, we've touched on the fact that it is a way of thinking, and so the next blog is actually talking about why it's important to your business. You've touched on the fact that it's applicable to many different types of businesses.
It is,
It's not just manufacturing. It's
correct.
for all sorts of businesses where people are doing stuff, I reckon. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
And we'll go into the next video shortly from Bothwell Castle.
Thank you very much.